All right. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not at all what you expected to see from me in your subscription box, but here we are. So I really want to talk about The Last of Us. The remake of part one just came out at the time of making this video about 4 days ago, I believe. And I played it. I beat it. I want to talk about it. I'm a big Last of Us fan. I'm not sure if you guys know that. Anyone who knows me knows how obsessed I am with this game, this series. So with The Last of Us Part 1, which is what it's called, when this remake got announced, which was crazy because it wasn't even that long ago. It was like maybe back in May or June, I'm thinking, something like that. When this got announced, I was on cloud nine because from the very beginning, from playing part 2, I should say, I always said that, damn, it would be so cool if they went back and made The Last of Us 1 exactly like part 2 as far as graphically. I mean, I've always thought the gameplay was fine in those games. I just wanted to look exactly like part 2. And they did that. And it was exactly what I wanted from the beginning. As far as how the game goes, it's the same story. Joel, Ellie traveling across post-apocalyptic America. It's the same story that you already know. They didn't change anything with that. But it was very good to go through this story again because it just reminded me of very good storytelling. And that's not to say that this is the only game that does storytelling good. It's really not. I believe that it just reminded me of a more simpler time of just very grounded storytelling, I should say. That being said, I thought the story, reliving it again, I've beaten this game probably more times than I can count. I've beat it a bunch of times on PS4, once on PS3, and I have about 350 hours on this game. So I know it pretty well, but, going through it again, it was just fun. I haven't beaten it since 2018, 2019, something like that. And going back and just playing it again, man, it's insane. I mean, this game, this is without a doubt the best looking game on the PlayStation 5. 100%. There is nothing better than this as far as graphics. You can debate the gameplay and everything else all you want, but as far as graphically, this is the best looking game on the PlayStation 5, and I've played every single exclusive on that machine, and without a doubt, that is the best looking one. There's nothing that's even touching that. The only thing that comes close, I would say, is The Last of Us Part 2 and Horizon Forbidden West. Those are the only games that come close. This game is in a league of its own. It is just gorgeous. Now let's talk about the hot topic. Let's talk about the point of contention, and that is the gameplay. Now, personally, when this got announced, I was hoping we would have the prone feature and we would have the dodging animation. Now, we all were pretty disappointed when stuff came out and we found out that we couldn't, go prone or dodge. But after thinking about it, I was like, well, I don't think I'm upset about the prone because what is there to go prone under in this game? Like, there's literally nothing. I mean, granted, they could have added cars for that, but just personally for me, I hardly use that feature. I think I can only recall one level where I found it essential, and that level was so minuscule that I didn't even really need it. I just thought it was easier to clear that specific area because I can go prone. But by no means did I find that an essential feature. Now, the dodge, that is different. I'm not going to lie. After playing it, I remember midway through my playthrough, it was specifically at the first level in Pittsburgh. Going through there, I just honestly felt like I could have been way more effective. And I just feel that if I could, there's so many instances where a clicker is running at me, and if I'm out of bullets, I really can't do anything unless I have the upgrade to kind of get me out of that pinch. But I felt with the dodging, it felt more fluent, more in real time, I guess, if that makes any sense. It just felt, I don't know. It just made the game feel better. It felt like I had more opportunities to do more in the play space. And without it, I just didn't feel like I had much. I mean, I have my guns, obviously, but that just doesn't feel like it's going to do the game justice as far as what can really be done. Because I really feel that with the dodging, it just makes things so much more fluid, more consistent, more fun. And that's definitely missed. I'm not going to lie. Something else I didn't realize, and I had to point this out to my girlfriend because it really bothered me. And this is something I didn't notice until the end. I really wish we had suppressors in this game. We have them in part 2, but I really wish we could have had them in part 1 because I noticed that in every stealth encounter, the only way I could clear that area is by grabbing someone, shivving them, or using my bow and arrow. I mean, I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but I'm pretty sure that's it. And I didn't realize how much of an inconvenience that was until I got to the hotel level. Then I realized I was like, holy crap, this kind of sucks. I have to be up close and personal, and I have to use a bow. That's the only way to take people out. And I just found that to be so annoying. It made more parts more difficult than they needed to be, and it made the game feel dated and a little bit limited in what it could do as far as its capabilities as a game as a whole. So yeah, that's it for that. I just really wish that could have made it in there. That would have made things a hell of a lot more smoother. So now something else I want to talk about, and this is the word that's being floated around since the very conception of this remake, is that, oh, it's another Last of Us game. It's a cash grab. You don't need to buy it. You're wasting money. Why would you spend money on a game you've already played? And honestly, I think those people are well within their right to not want to play the game if they feel that way. I just think they're wrong to try to convince others of their own opinion. It's almost like they're trying to force that onto people. And to give you guys an example of this, I don't think that's a fair comparison. I don't think it's fair to say. I mean, if it's one's opinion, I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong, but I don't think it's a fair criticism. And the only reason why I say that is because I'll take Demon Souls as an example. Demon Souls came out on the PlayStation 3 way back when. I want to say 06 or 07. And that got a remake. And did they add any spectacular features that were drastically game-changing? No, they didn't. It's roughly the exact same game. The only thing different is that there are a few more new animations. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I believe they just made the game beautiful. That's really about it, but that is still the same game. And they charged people $70. No one batted an eye at that. I didn't see anybody saying they deserve some form of upgrade or discount or anything like that. And the thing is with Demon Souls, the previous game and the remake, is that it looks a hell of a lot better. So much so that it looks like it just came out today. It looks gorgeous. And I can say the exact same thing for The Last of Us Remastered and The Last of Us Part 1 remake. It looks way better. Like, not just mildly. I've heard people say it looks slightly better. They are so wrong. That isn't even a matter of opinion. That's just fact. The remake looks way better by a landslide. It is not even comparable. I mean, I'll try to include some stills in the video so you can see it before and after. There are instances where I'm like, holy damn, this looks photorealistic. Ellie looks like an actual person in this game. Tess looks like an actual person. And you know, with the characters looking as great as they do and with all the added detail, there's so many details that they've added to this that I've noticed from the original game. Like, for example, there are instances like when you get to the Capitol, spoilers if you haven't played the game already, when you get to the Capitol and you find out that Tess, you basically, Joel says it is over, Tess, or something like that. You can see the spit leave his mouth. You see subtle facial animations that just were not there, and it just wasn't possible on the older hardware. And it really does give these scenes more weight, more emotion. I'm going through these certain scenes and I'm like, damn. Like, this just feels heavy as far as the story. And that's why I said it just felt good to experience this level of storytelling again on this scale, because it just feels so novel on some scenes. Another spoiler again, if you haven't played the game, at the very end of the game, the doctor that you killed. Oh, and actually, I'm gonna get off topic. This was something that was so freaking cool. I don't even know if this was in the original game. And I wish to God I could have recorded this because I would show you guys right now. There was an instance where I was going through the last level of the game. I shot a guy in the throat, and he literally sat there and like choked on his own blood and then fell to the ground. And the audio that played, man, that was next level realism. I don't even know how I did that. I tried to replicate that again. I just simply couldn't do it. But that was awesome. That was just a nice little detail. I wanted to throw that in there. But again, spoilers if you have not finished the game. When you get to the very end, that hospital room with Abby's dad and the other doctors, it's crazy because you can only kind of see his eyes. Jerry, I think that's his name, Abby's father. You can only see his eyes, but they definitely use his voice. It's crazy because I haven't even went back and played the remaster since I played part 2, but they definitely, if it wasn't there already, they definitely took the audio file from part 2 and put it in part 1 because that is 100% him. And I love that. I love that continuity. It looks exactly like him and it sounds exactly like him. So now you finally have that continuity playing part 1 and going directly into part 2. You definitely see how they connect, and it connects so freaking well. And I just love that detail. I'm all about the details. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It's a great game. I absolutely adore it. You know, it really lived up to my expectations. All the little subtle details of the characters, different animations, just the scenes, man, they just give so much weight. It's so nice to have that same Joel and Ellie model because, again, and I know I keep saying drink every time I say continuity. Every time you just see a scene and you play through it, and then once you finally complete the game and go right into the second game, you have that continuity. You have that exact same Joel and Ellie model carry over. So it all finally feels like one connected story. You have part 1, you have part 2. And I love that. I really do. Personally, I don't believe this was a cash grab. I would say that this is like my how do you say it, magnum opus? This is my magnum opus. This is one of my favorite game series of all time. So you could probably say I'm biased. And I mean, you know, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I mean, I love The Last of Us. I don't make any secret of that. I'm going to end up getting a Last of Us tattoo at some point. Like I adore this series a lot. And what I can say to those who are wondering if this was something that they are unsure of, if they should get it, even though they've already played the original game, I would say it just depends on how you feel about the series. Your mileage may vary. If this is your magnum opus, if this is your favorite game series, then you've probably already played it. You probably already have it if you haven't played it yet. But yeah, this is it. I love this. I do feel like this was needed. I know that was something I saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of people go on about when this was first announced. And the reason why I feel this was needed is because when The Last of Us TV show comes out on HBO next year, there's going to be a lot of people who want to experience that Joel and Ellie story. There's going to be a lot of people, right? And what better way to do that with a new, beautiful, souped up version of the first game? I mean, yeah, the PS4 version, that's going to always be there, okay? But I feel it makes more sense to bring those characters into this new engine, this new world, doing the quote fingers, and really just kind of revitalize it, make it look as good as humanly possible so that when they play that game, which is, you know, the remake, they can transition over to part 2, because best believe when that show comes out, there's going to be a huge influx of players. And if you don't believe me, go look at The Witcher. That is a perfect example. And I got a feeling that The Last of Us is going to be HBO's, like, one of their biggest shows, 100%. So, do I think it was needed? it's like I said, your mileage may vary. I'm a fan, so I'm gonna say, yeah, this was needed. To the average person, I can definitely see how they say it's not needed, but I mean, I loved it. It was amazing to me. Am I a fanboy? I like to think I am, but I'm not above admitting when the game does things wrong, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in this video. Like I said, the lack of a dodge definitely does hurt it a little bit, and it's a remake, so I kind of would have expected that from the beginning. But overall, I thought it was great. It was fun. It was a hell of an experience. If I were to rate it from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 9 or 9.5. It's like the dodge would have made it truly perfect in my mind. And no, a dodge and suppressors. That would have definitely made this damn near perfect. But they did a lot of things great. The shooting, for example, that feels exactly like The Last of Us Part 2. The weapon bench, that feels exactly like The Last of Us Part 2. The implementation of the DualSense is damn near perfect. Right there, in my opinion, it is right there, just as good as Returnal. And to me, I think Returnal and Astro's Playroom are the legitimate best implementations, and Spider-Man. Those are the best implementations of a photo mode. So, or Jesus Christ, not a photo mode, of the DualSense. That's another thing though. Oh God, I'm glad I brought that up. Photo mode. It's like the best Naughty Dog has ever done, because now there's custom lighting. And for someone like me, who is a photographer, who loves that kind of stuff, that is a win. I'm glad Insomniac started that with Spider-Man, because that is the move. Any game developer, if you're listening to this video, which you're probably not, but in the event that you are and you have a photo mode in your game, please have custom lighting. That makes photos, that just brings it to life in so many amazing ways. Please put that in your game, please. But yeah, so that's my review of The Last of Us Part 1. I recommend it. Like I said, 9 out of 10. It would have made a 10 if it had the suppressors and the dodge, and even the prone, if they wanted to fit that in there and add some cars and other things that you could hide under. That would have made it a perfect 10. But a 9, I think it's a must-have for the PlayStation 5, even if you have played it. It's amazing. I recommend you go out and buy it right now. Play it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I went a little bit longer than I thought I would, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. I just hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to like it, comment, share it on your social media platforms, your favorite social media platforms, I should say, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have an awesome day.